going to show you the best tips on how to grind beach balls fast in the MM2 summer update that will guarantee you complete the event and get all the rewards in no time. I'm going to share some secrets that top players use to grind beach balls that not many people are talking about, so watch till the end so you don't miss out. Alright, so my first tip is to join small servers. I know you've probably heard this a lot, but don't worry, as we go farther along the video, the more and more tips might surprise you. I know there's a lot of beginners that do watch my videos, so I will say this anyways, but join small servers. Why, you might ask? Because small servers provide an advantage because there's less people to steal your beach balls. To join a small server, set the drop down from descending to ascending, and don't join the very first one. That is a common mistake because Roblox prioritizes the servers that have like 1 or 2 players before the 3 or 4 player servers. Okay, so my next tip is when you are the murderer, equip the haste perk, if you own it of course. I recommend the haste perk over the other speed perks because there is no cooldown. Just constant speed allow you to get beach balls faster than everybody else. But you do need to hold your knife out to activate haste, so be careful for the sheriff. And another trick I like to use is when grinding, ask the sheriff to 1v1 when you reach a full bag, so you don't have to worry about the sheriff when you're using haste. If you don't own haste, then you can skip this tip, or if you have another speed perk like sprint, then that's also better than nothing. My next tip is to vote for big maps. Big maps that I recommend are maps like Mill Base, Biolab, Research Facility, and of course the summer map Beach Resort. Those maps work great because they spawn more beach balls because they have more spawn locations. Another plus of voting for small maps is that it's easier to run away from the murderer and survive for longer when there's a larger area for the murderer to hunt down the players. Another tip I like to use is to rotate around the map. You know, this might seem like common sense, but I see a surprisingly amount of people just stand in one place and just wait for the beach balls to spawn. You need to go around the map in circles collecting beach balls to save time, because by the time you get back to the original spot, the beach balls would have respawned by then, allow you to get a full bag in no time. Also, if you stand still for a long period of time, you're just asking the murderer to kill you. This next tip is a guarantee for a full bag every time, and it's pretty easy, but I do not see many players doing this. The tip is, if you are the murderer, simply just do not kill anybody until you get a full bag, because if you do, you risk being shot by the sheriff and then the round being over and all of a sudden you only grinded 5 beach balls when you could have got a lot more. This tip also applies if you are the sheriff. Do not shoot the murderer unless you have a full bag, because when you shoot the murderer, that just ends the round and no more beach balls for you, okay? Of course, if you're in a certain death scenario, you know, backed up in a corner, then by all means shoot the murderer. The sheriff tip only applies when you see the murderer across the map, there's beach balls in front of you, so instead of shooting him, you decide to collect beach balls and not end the round. This next tip might just be the most important one in this whole video, and it's why most people do not beat the event. It's not grinding tactics, it's not amount of time available, but it's having a lack of motivation and getting discouraged. The truth is, no matter how fast you grind beach balls, it is still going to take a fair bit of time, which can make MM2 become repetitive and make it easy for you to just give up. Since most people, including myself, have a lack of motivation when grinding beach balls for long periods of time, I have a few tips to help you stay motivated. One of them is grinding with friends on a call, and it doesn't just make the grind more enjoyable, but you can also all agree to only fight once you have a full bag if one of you guys have a role. Other tips that help me to stay on the grind are listening to a podcast, listening to your favorite artist's album, or watching YouTube videos. Now, another tip is just simply do not play for very long stretches of time, you know? Play for a few, maybe 1-2 hours, and just take a break and get back in next time, you know? I see players get burnt out fast when they do large chunks at a time. Like the video if you are determined to beat this event and get all the rewards, and comment the word summer if you made it this far so I know who the real ones are. Spoof out.